they are just so there when it comes to their own picks. They know what they're doing. It's almost like they have planned everything out more than you would have ever expected them to for something like this. So against a team like Florida, they are crazy with this.
Yeah, I think, we were talking about kind of the difficulty of figuring out what to pick in that match kind of throughout the match. And, that's exactly it, is when you have the team that's, they're put together, they look very prepared and ready, and they come in and perform. We'll see what happens. Obviously, I think they're assuming South California is the second team in the winners final. I think you've got to see Virginia as probably the underdog there, but they're going to be a team that's a tough out for anyone.
Yeah, they're going to make a run in the winners bracket here. I think, SoCal, they're a really good team. I think, they haven't really showed up as much as I think people expect them to. Like, yes, they've rolled through their matches. They've absolutely dominated every team that they've gone up against thus far. And to be perfectly honest, even at the risk of against my own team, there hasn't really been much competition against them at all. There's been almost no contention to anything that they've been able to do, especially with players like Monko and Idke coming in and setting the crazy scores that they do in a tournament match. And, Ohio is going to be very, very hard pressed to come close to doing something that takes them just that little bit closer to losing a match. But as this tournament progresses, I think we're going to be seeing even more from SoCal, going up a team like Virginia, who is kind of like mini SoCal. I feel like they have that high skill ceiling, and there's not much that most teams can do about their overall raw performance. But when you hit a team like SoCal against Virginia, it's really going to give us the chance to put into perspective, wow, this is, over the past year, if anyone has even had a chance to forget, this is what this team is here for. This is why they just show up with this lineup. And, even if they're not going to show it to us the entire tournament, it'll show up eventually.
And I think on that point, we've had kind of the discussion, is Vaxe going to be here tonight? I think that's the question on really everybody's mind, and that's kind of been the question, since the beginning of the tournament, really, was when are they going to show off the full strength of their roster that they assembled this year for SoCal? And I think against a team like Ohio, who, in a stage like this, semifinals, where the pool hasn't quite scaled up to its absolute maximum difficulty potential, going against a team where you have Ariu and where you have Kablaze in Ohio, I think might be the time where SoCal says, okay, we need to have our full strength here, because after looking at what Ohio was able to do, especially in the first several maps against Texas last week, I think they're a team that even SoCal is going to be taking seriously if they don't have their full roster, and it's going to be one that they might be saying, let's get everybody in for, because we need our full strength to win this. I know Ohio only won 6-4 over Texas, and I think it was a little bit helped by maybe some mispicks, but Ohio looked really good. I mean, they were up, I think, 5-1 in that match. So that's a team you can't take lightly, even if you're SoCal.
Yeah, Ohio, carrying themselves to the high standard of their players. And I think Kablaze, used to have that little bit of element of RNG behind, her tournament performance for the most part. But that was, as of recent, and especially after, 3-digit World Cup and a couple other recent tournaments, she has absolutely exploded in tournament consistency and has become a massive player for Ohio, arguably as big, if not bigger, than what Ariu has shown us for their overall team performance. But going up against, SoCal, there was a lot of misconceptions about this team this year. There was, all those people they're going to throw together this great lineup. It's going to be all talk, and, half the players aren't going to show up until grand finals. It's going to be, Monko and Explosion Boom and Headstack, carrying them until Idke and Vaxe, decide to show up in the finals or grand finals. There was all this talk about it. And then, Idke showing up first round of the tournament, practicing the pool off his mind compared to every other team, getting ready for this match, keeping his team prepared, going over, sheets and practicing and like banding together, doing what idke does, absolutely try-harding the shit out of everything. And people are always, they're all complaining about, like, oh, Vaxe's online right now, he's getting ready to play. At this point, yeah, sure, Vaxe could play in this match if he's online half an hour before the match. I don't, yeah, maybe not. But given, all the things that people have said about maybe SoCal this and maybe SoCal that, at this point, anything is possible for that team. There is like nothing held back from potential for them at this point. And, given what you said earlier and how Ohio did against Texas, it is so very likely that SoCal wants their entire lineup here for this match. Even Ohio's lesser known players, some newer ones, like we've seen most of this lineup before, but personally for me, players like Usha, I have not seen them in tournaments before, and I don't know if many people have. I haven't seen Usha play in a big tournament at the very least, and they have really showed up to their matches as well, being a very good fill player on a lot of different maps, kind of backing up on anything they need. And Ohio is one of those teams where you don't have those name brand players like Texas does, and Florida's got the, the big players, Virginia, but you have Airyu and Kablaze, obviously, but like Blairsy, Usha, Pupper, Shotgun Ape, like they're names that you don't see as often now, but they just kind of show up and do their thing. And against SoCal, I think given the experience of all their players, they know this, and that's something they're gonna really have to keep in mind. And I think that's why SoCal's really gonna be going for it this match. I think we've seen good performances from them thus far, but I think if we're gonna see like peak SoCal performance, I really think it's gonna be this match.
Yeah, I think, the discussion that we have is, when will their players show up? And that really goes to the fact that this SoCal team is, I think, safely the hardest scaling team in this tournament. You've got idke, you've got Vaxe, you've got Mongo. That alone scales harder than almost any other team into finals, into grand finals. So that's where they really separate themselves from the pack. And when they bring in those players, they have those people preparing, like you said, playing the map pool over and over, planning out their sheets, planning out their mod picks for their free mods, planning out every last aspect of their matches, because they take tournaments seriously. idke has always been a player who has a very, I think, calculated and sort of analytical approach. He's going to play the map pool. If it takes him 15 times playing the map pool over to be at a point where he's comfortable with, he's going to do it. And that's always shown for him in tournaments. You saw the USA just absolutely stomp OWC last year, for instance, in large part because of just that kind of regimented practice. And I think it serves him incredibly well in these late rounds. And like you said, yes, you have Airyu Kablaze. You have Kablaze, who I think for Ohio is kind of that player, as you said again, really has broken out and become more consistent, has always been well-rounded, but has become more consistent at being well-rounded. Airyu, for all the memes about him from Speed Cup, is still somebody who's going to show up and who's going to perform really well. But it's still, if SoCal decides to bring in their full roster, it takes Kablaze and Airyu at absolute peak, and it'll take all of their fill players doing their absolute best for Ohio to really stand a chance, for any team to stand a chance against the onslaught that SoCal roster can assemble. And I think it's going to be interesting to see what kind of pick and ban strategy we get in this match as well, because, we saw, I think, arguably some mispicks in the Florida-Virginia match just now, and we're going to see maybe some different strategies in those regards from SoCal and from Ohio, and we'll see if they can maybe try to avoid that. And I'm kind of curious, though, what we do end up getting for these teams, what kind of picks they're going to favor. Is it going to be the mechanic stuff, or is it going to be the gimmick stuff? Where are we going to go what are we going to feel our teams are most comfortable with in this lineup, with these lineups in this match?
Yeah, you know, the lineups for both of these you have those big players, and I think for a lot of teams in this tournament, it does come down to the fill players. You have your carries and you have a couple of carries, and when you hit a team like SoCal, you don't really have those fill players. Like every single player on SoCal is one of those carry players, and that's why they're such a scary team, because you have, you know, I don't know. I'll use Massachusetts as an example. There's tie-by. It makes it very easy to take one look at the roster of a state like Massachusetts and say, hey, it's tie-by. He's a great player. He's gonna go out. He's gonna play the maps. He's gonna set the good scores, and like that's what people expect. And from a lot of, a lot of teams, it's something, very similar. I mean, you take a look at other states. I'm like trying to something as an example, like even something like Colorado. You take a look at it. You see I'm a Fancy Lad on the lineup for this team, and instantaneously all your attention snaps to that one player, because that's where all the talk is. That's where all the hype is. It's this player that has showed up. They've proven, exactly what their performance is, and that's where the focus is going to lie for most of these teams. But on SoCal, it's so hard to pick one of those players to focus on. Like, last week it was Monko. He showed up. The week before that it was Idkey, and who knows? This week it's going to be Explosion Boom or something. Like, it is so hard to tell on SoCal, like who's going to have that week, who's going to show up, who has put in the work for that team to get them to where that they are that week. And we mentioned like OWC this year in United States, and the absolute dominance. And to be perfectly honest, I'm gonna be super open in front of like 300 plus people right here. OWC was kind of boring this year. Like, come on, it was not as exciting as it has been in past years, but it just goes to prove like the motivation of these players. And I'll use Idkey as an example. There is absolutely nobody that has the mindset that Idkey has. Like, I feel like everything about like practicing and doing well like motivates him. Like he always seems like he's never gonna skimp on anything. It doesn't matter if he's facing, the worst team in this tournament, all the way up to the best, like, the second best or the best team in this tournament. He will put in the exact same amount of effort. They had their first match in the round of 16 because they didn't play play-ins, and Idkey practiced, no fault to like Oregon. They still have a good lineup, but Oregon, the 17th seeded team in this tournament, Idkey practiced this pool 7 times over for that match alone. And people thought it was ridiculous. I don't know if it was talked about publicly, but in a lot of servers that I'm in, people thought it was absolutely insane that he would put in that much time and effort into a pool like this. Like, that is OWC level almost effort into a pool for a match that, was, like at the risk of once again, like putting Oregon down fairly insignificant for a team like SoCal. And against, Massachusetts the week after that, the same thing over again, like practicing the pool, multiple times against a match that was not going to be a tough match for them. So the amount of like sheer fortitude that it takes to be able to push yourself to practice that long, to not get tired of it, and all of that is something very, very special about Idkey that like I said, you do not see at all. And that's really what makes him like that player that FC's a ton of maps in OWC. Like, that's what it really comes down to. And Vaxe, he's a great player for SoCal if he shows up. He's a great player in general, but he doesn't have the motivation that Idkey does. And all of the players on SoCal are great, and they're all dedicated tournament players, and they know exactly when they need to try, and they know exactly what they need to do to get the results that they're looking for. but none of them are, I think, personally willing to put in the kind of effort that he does. And I talk about Idki a lot because he is the standout player, like I said, on the other teams, along with everyone else there. But there are players like Monko as well, who, top max percented the entire tournament last week. So, I said it before I went on my whole tangent here. But, it really is about, like, who's going to show up for the tournament, like, this weekend. Like, you could never tell.
And I think I don't think there are many people out there in any state, in most countries that do what Idki does. I mean, who do we see practicing the way he is? I mean, like, maybe there's some like mindset players, you could say maybe like Bubble Man, who will go out, but even he doesn't do what Idki does with map pools specifically. He does it with kind of skill grinding, sure, but a little less so with map pool play. Even like a player like Habib, like Digital Hypno, right? He's always been thought of as that tournament player. He's always spamming tournaments nonstop and doing nothing but playing tournaments. But even he doesn't anymore, especially, do what Idki does, where he'll just go practice the pool literally every single day. On a side note, I have Chillier at like 190%, so I don't know why he sounds quiet, because he sounds very loud to me. So I don't know if it's like an output thing. But I have like desktop audio maxed, and I have you set to a really high percentage volume, so I don't know what the story is there.
Yeah, my gain is also up fairly high. Like I'm like green lining on my audio interface, so who knows?
Everybody's always talking about how my output is quiet, but like I have everything maxed out. There's not much more I can do on my end to try and turn anything up at all. Like literally the output for desktop audio is at 100%. I can't make it any louder.
Yeah, it's fine for me. I turn up the volume on the stream, and I probably wouldn't even be able to hear myself talk. It is fairly loud.
I don't know. Some people are saying it sounds fine, so whatever. But I think, at the end of the day, there are different approaches to playing in tournaments, and Idki is at one absolute extreme. And I guess we're hearing that Vaxe is actually online now. He does appear to be, at the very least, logged into Osu PPYSH. So he is online. Now, whether or not he's trolling by being online is a different matter. He has not submitted any scores or any plays, but he is currently logged in.
Right now.
He is currently playing.
So he's going to have 1 billion spectators.
500.
That's a billion.
That's about what I expected.
That's a billion.
He's got more spectators than the stream itself, so...
I mean, to be fair, like, we're in between matches. We've just kind of been chilling for, like, 20 minutes, so...
Our viewer count has not changed.
I know, I'm surprised.
You're all beasts.
Yeah, this is really cool. Big fan of having a lot of people hanging out in the chat and watching the stream. It's super fun.
Yeah, especially when ChillierPear goes on an Idki rant for 25 minutes. Actually, genuinely don't know if that was, like 6 minutes of me talking about, like, SoCal performance.
SoCal is pretty good, as it turns out. They are very good at Osu, and the idea of the USA making OWC boring last year, I know they set out, like, that was the goal of Praxi, as much as said, like, he wanted OWC to be boring because he wanted USA to just stomp everyone. And that's kind of what SoCal wants to do, I guess, with USC this year.
Yeah, it looks like it. I think, given that most of their lineup is OWC, you got Idki, you got Vaxe, you got the 2-star players, you got Monko 2K, the coach.
And I mean, he was on at least 2 years before that, if not 3 years before that.
Who was the OWC team last year? It was Idki, Vaxe, Apraxia, Digital Hypno, Airyu, and...
You're missing...
I'm awful at this.
Fiery
I'm like trying to
Rage
go off my head. Fiery Rage
and Tony.
And Tony. Oh, was Tony there? I always forget.
I believe that was 8, right?
That's 8. That's 8. We're good. We got it. It's fine. I'm awful like ringing that stuff off the top of my head.
Yep. We were pretty good as a country. The United States was in OWC last year.
We're like mildly adequate.
Yeah, he forgot Fiery, who was literally in this VC, and I was like, I'm just gonna say Fiery so that it doesn't look like we're both forgetting him, because I know that you're forgetting Fiery.
I knew I was forgetting it too, and I don't know why I realized it. And I totally just checked the list, and I realized neither of us have realized that we forgot Toy.
Did you not say Toy?
No.
Oh, I thought you said Toy. Okay.
Oh
yeah.
no, I was like, yeah, nope, sorry, Toy.
Toy, who's like just quit the game. I mean, good for him. He's got a real life now, I guess. He's a success story.
Better man than we'll ever be.
Honestly, like we're still sitting here freaking 10 p.m. on a Saturday night commentating OSU tournaments. Toy's probably out like doing something really cool in the real world outside his house.
You know what? That's what it's all about.
That was you know, that NorCal team that won 2018, won 2019 United States Cup with Fiery, Toy, and Corum, and then Fiery, Toy. Well, Toy quit the game. Fiery decided not to play. Corum more or less quit the game. So much different world.
A very, very different world, but it is. I mean, technically the same world, but you know, Toy.
I don't know. I mean, is it really the same world? We've got the whole coronavirus thing going on.
You know, I never left my room anyway, so I think it's a win-win. You know, I get to work from home. Everything's fine. We're good to go. It's all fun. We get to watch SoCal versus Ohio. I should probably be warming up for stuff, but I'm gonna end up watching this anyway.
I can't do my job from home unless I set up like a pharmacy drive-through in my driveway.
You know what? That's an idea.
So yeah, that's called being a drug dealer, which is illegal.
Sometimes.
Yeah, it's illegal until you have a license for it.
I don't know. Just move to Detroit. It's normal.
Housing market in Metro Detroit, huh? Let me tell you a story. No thanks.
I don't know. Go buy one of those dollar homes in Italy that they're selling now.
Anyway, where were we? Oh yeah, being stuck at home.
Oh yeah, being stuck at home, ranting about SoCal and not focusing enough on Ohio, who's probably gonna have a very, very good match today.
I was to say, like, it's not like Ohio gets outscaled, especially not since we're only in semifinals. The Blaze is going to do really well, Airyu is going to do really well, and then their fill player for any given map will probably be pretty solid on it.
Yep, Kablaze is going to FC Corona today.
There's like, I feel like there should be like a hidden meaning for that, and I just don't know.
I mean, Corona, yeah.
Like, what
is Dada going to talk?
Dada's not, I don't think so.
I don't think.
He hasn't
Dada,
said anything
speak
about
now
like...
or forever hold your peace. All right.
Yep, there you go. He hasn't said anything about wanting to commentate this weekend, so I don't know that we're going to have him around. I believe it's we're going to have me and Fiery sticking around for the next 2 matches, and then we'll kind of have an assorted cast tomorrow. We're going to restart stream to change title. No, I'm just going to change the title when the match actually like gets made.
Yep. I'll see you guys in later streams tonight, just like on the other half.
Yeah, I usually just like do one of these where I just change the title.
And then it kind of updates itself, and then you just re-announce it and be like, "Hey, we're still streaming. Let's go. Come join us. 500 viewers. Let's get the most we've ever seen."
Wait, we actually have 500 viewers. Wow. That's one of the highest I've seen in ever on a tournament stream that I've been running.
Last year's grand finals was less than this. I think
I just wrote Texas instead of Ohio.
Well, Texas versus Ohio.
That would be a good match. Or South California versus Texas.
That would be a good match.
There you go. People are excited for Texas. Yeah, I mean, honestly, like 1K viewers stream for semifinals.
Honestly, wouldn't put it past the viewers that we have here. Let's get 500 viewers for the entire rest of the night. I want to see the United States up all hours of the night watching United States Cup.
We only have 2 more.
2 more after this.
2 more. We have SoCal
We have
versus
one at
we
the
have
same time,
SoCal versus
unfortunately.
Ohio, and then we have Washington versus Massachusetts as the follow up, and that's our nightcap. That'll be 11 o'clock Eastern. That's the last match. But
Well, I don't want to forget, and like I'm totally gonna apologize preemptively, but NorCal versus Stateless will be happening at the same time as this. So, you know, maybe we can get the MP link for you if you want to follow along.
I'll be updating you guys as the score progresses. I told the team NorCal to update me.
Lovely.
Yeah, so I'll try to get an MP link to post with the, so we'll have both MP links in the same command for Virginia, for SoCal versus Ohio, as well as for Stateless versus NorCal. Both the Californias playing at the same time. There is a B stream, but we don't have anybody to stream on the B stream because your other streamer than me is ChillierPear, who I'm kind of gesturing to my left here as if he's sitting next to me.
Sorry, boys. Can't hate to do it to you. I mean, I don't technically have to, but I could.
And I have not been ad refed yet, so I can't get the MP link, but I can get the MP link.
Darn.
Wait, I got ad refed for Stateless versus NorCal, but I didn't get ad ref for SoCal versus. Hello? Referee, please respond. I don't want to listen to this song. I'm changing this song.
We beg, amazingly.
All right, so. Oh, I think I was talking to the wrong ref. That's why. That's actually my fault.
Oh well. Better get it locked in and start talking to Mr. Mike L.
Wait, who's reffing which?
Mike L is
he reffing both
simultaneously.
Oh, okay, that's why. Yeah, so wait, he did the one but not the other? Okay, he did both.
I guess.
All right.
Maybe he got the wrong one.
No, he did both. We're good. So we're gonna get you guys a couple of edit MP links. So we'll go a little more typing noise. I apologize. I know my keyboard is really loud.
I appreciate the keyboard. I think it's nice. I think you all should compliment his keyboard. Let's keep some positive vibes.
They're holy pandas. I think they sound cool personally, but I mean,
yeah, they're pretty nice. I don't know. I like my Cherry MX Reds. They're fun. Rectagon, we will unfortunately not be streaming Washington versus Stateless, as I am like solely the other streamer, and I am Ripperoni for a little bit tonight. So we'll be keeping you updated as we mentioned before. The MP link is going to be up for both matches, so you will be able to at least see how Stateless versus NorCal is going, and Fiery will be giving you updates on the match as the team fills him in. So we'll have a little bit to go off of for that match, but. I mean, we might be able to find someone to live stream the other match, but at this short notice,
yeah,
3 minutes before the match, it's really not feasible.
That's always the problem with USC is trying to find streamers is like possible. So. Yeah. But to be honest, it's really unfortunate because I think Stateless versus NorCal actually has potential to be a pretty good match. I think Stateless is favored. I know we haven't talked about it at all, but. We've literally not talked about that match since obviously all the focus is on SoCal and Ohio, but I think Stateless versus NorCal is kind of an intriguing matchup on paper.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be good. So we'll give the best of luck to both of those teams, and hopefully they play the best that they possibly can. Stateless is there's actually what exclamation
mark Stateless will explain to you what Stateless is. Basically, it's all the players who come from states that don't have enough players to have a roster of their own get thrown together, and a team is selected from those players. This year's Stateless lineup is actually pretty solid. They've gotten farther than in any previous years, back to 2017. This year we did expand the rules a little bit. We allowed Unexpected to play, as he is from Puerto Rico, which is United States territory. We decided that, you know what, they are under the legislation of the United States, so we'll go ahead and let them have players in this. We've got Unexpected, you've got Fangzy, Stacker Joe, Sage, Fooders, and Duplication, so they have actually a very solid roster of their own. NorCal, of course, in what we in the real sports world would call a rebuilding year, with Trail Mix, Chez Bananas by far, joined by Lol Forest, Unknown Beat, and Chupalika. I believe they only had 6 signups, so that was everybody that signed up for NorCal this year in total.
That was an unexpected decision, says Michael. I'm sorry, I'm timing you out. It needed to happen.
Yeah,
You know what?
you're not allowed to make unexpected puns. It's just not allowed to happen. None of that. No, sir.
Not at all, Michael. I'm sorry. I know you're the ref. We love you, but see ya in 600 seconds. All right, actually, he's the ref. I'm gonna
Yeah, you should probably not have him timed out like entirely.
I'm gonna untime out the ref. But good for him. Good for him.
Good for him making a bad joke. It is yeah, we're getting about ready here as the stream approaches 600 viewers. Goodness sake. Okay, really, Michael, I'm just gonna ban you this time. Holy cow. You're really, it's a little much, man. It's a little much.
It really is. It really is. Well, almost time for the match.
So we've got Monko and Idki in the lobby so far, waiting on the rest of the
the rest of the lineup.
Any stateless players streaming?
Unexpected's not streaming for once.
I don't know how many of them actually stream much. I don't know if Fangsy streams.
Unexpected is probably the only one that streams besides Fangsy.
NorCal?
There are streams on NorCal. Trail Mix and Wall Forest are both streaming right now.
Yeah,
I was gonna say Trail Mix would probably be streaming. I wasn't sure about Lol Forest, but
Lol Forest streams almost everything. So I also have him on the followed list on the left, so he is streaming.
So you can check out. I think it's twitch.tv/TrailMixOsu, all one word, nothing in between.
Yep, same thing. Twitch.tv/LolForest. So either of them. If any of you would like to see that match and leave the community of now 620 plus.
Yeah, this is my iTunes just played Shaw. Let's go. I love Shaw.
Let's go. That's what it's all about.
We're still waiting on Ohio, by the way. I don't know.
All of Ohio.
Yeah, literally no Ohio members. I mean, it's not like they're not going to be here, but it is match time, so hopefully they join soon so we can get this one underway.
At the very least, we know Airyu and Kablaze are both going to be here.
Yo, thoughts on Emrek? What is this? What is this about Emrek being bullied?
Emrek?
He's not a USA player. I don't know how he came up in the discussion here. People started talking about Emrek.
everybody, I'd like to ask you to cease conversation about the Aussies.
Oh, they're being cringe and spectator. Emrek seems like a cool guy. I don't know. I've never talked to him. Most of the Australian dudes I know are really cool.
Pretty sure he's a fairly young player.
Yeah, he's like 13, 14.
Yeah, he's a young one. Youngling. All right, I'll stop.
I have to ban you from the server. I think you gotta go warm up, right? You got a match in an hour.
That's my cue. I'm gonna be forcefully removed from the match now. I'll see y'all on the other side of the stream. It's been my pleasure commentating with you all, with you, Mr. T1G, for you all.
Sir, thank you for joining us. Thank you for your endless discussion about SoCal and Idki. It was a blast. We had fun. We'll see you. We'll see you back tomorrow morning, I believe. Right, 12 noon tomorrow.
Yeah, so I'll see you. I'll see you at 11 p.m. Eastern tonight for my match.
Yeah, first 11. Well, yeah.
And then tomorrow morning you'll actually see me again. So it's been a pleasure. I will see you all later. Best of luck to these two teams. Have a good night.
All right. Well, big shout outs to ChillierPear for joining us for the last couple of hours for the match and the intermediate period. And everybody give a nice friendly welcome to Mr. Fiery Rage, who will be joining us for the next two matches tonight as we continue to wait on SoCal and Ohio to assemble in their lobby.
Who are you again?
I don't know. I think I'm T1G. That's what they call me. It's what my username says on the site.
Yeah, we have SoCal having the roster in the lobby right now, 3 people. Ohio lacking behind 2 right now. For the warm-ups, this warm-up is going to be SoCal's.
I don't know. I just want Ohio to get a third in so we can get the warm-up started, so we can get the match started. Like, that's what we're here for.
And what a warm-up this is!
Okay, Kablaze is here. Do we now have 3? It's gonna be time. Gonna be time. Get underway.
Give your hands up, everyone, for Nugget in a Biscuit.
Gosh, we have to go from Shaw to Nugget in a Biscuit. I think I preferred Shaw by a pretty vast margin, but, you know, oh well.
Oh my god, they're getting vaccinated for the warm
Wow.
Let's go. Let's go. Just as a friendly reminder, this is an IDKey map. He mapped this 30 minutes prior to the match. So we will indeed be seeing quite possibly the best speed map you have ever seen in your entire life.
Unleash this song upon the world, because I think the world needed a song about putting nuggets.
I am not prepared. I am quite frankly not prepared. There is not a cell in my body that is ready for what we're about to witness, almost certainly. All right, they both got 3 in. Warm-ups time. Let's go.
The first tournament map Vaxe plays, and it is Nugget in a Biscuit.
We haven't seen him since the end of OWC, and this is his grand return. Is Nugget in a Biscuit. Nugget bracket in a biscuit bracket by the artist Nugget in a Biscuit. I think that's all right. Here we go.
This is a crusty background. Oh my god.
All right. Well, how long is this map?
I'll give you a hint. It's not very long.
Okay, not very long. Excellent.
And we're immediately gonna get to
Off-screen 1-2 jumps.
those are hittable, by the way.
Seems that way. It's like
That's not hittable.
it's like catch.
And that's it.
It's like playing catch. You just have to move along the bottom of the screen and hope you hit some circles. That is
That's a white doable.
white doable.
moment.
White
doable.
feasible. White feasible. Well, that was the warm-up. That was the first warm-up. Now we get the second warm-up.
None of these warm-ups are good.
I actually fully expected this to be like the Mr. Viviliams map, but I guess not.
We're saving that for Texas again, dude.
Okay, but in all seriousness, like, meme warm-ups aside, this is pretty hype. Like, this is the first time, as we said, that we've seen Vaxe since OWC. This tournament's the first time we've seen IDKey since OWC, although he has played in their first couple of matches as well. They'll be facing off against, you know, one of their OWC teammates in AirU over on the other side for Ohio. It's a semifinal. There's a spot in the winners final against Virginia on the line. They used the Ohio meme from whatever it's called as the background. I sent that to AirU with no context the other day, but I'm pretty sure he had already seen it a billion times because that's the kind of person AirU is.
I'm disappointed they aren't using the SoCal will be eliminated meme poster. I feel like that would have been better.
The really brain thing to do would be for SoCal to have used Ohio will be eliminated and Ohio to use SoCal will be eliminated. That would have been like actually Omega brain. There's truly not nearly enough corn in this background though. Or like fields of wheat and other grains. That would be more representative of Ohio than just kind of an endless plain of grass.
Isn't that more Iowa, though?
There's a lot of corn just everywhere in the Midwest. Like, I'm in Michigan, and there's plenty of corn here, too, trust me. It's just everywhere. The harvest shall be bountiful.
The stereotype's more
Yeah.
Iowa,
Yeah,
I think, has most of the corn.
Is Ohio even Midwest? Yes, Ohio is mid. Oh my god,
Yeah,
I'm so
this
sorry.
Is my favorite map! Yes!
Wow, I am so sorry to your ears, everyone. Wow. I apologize. I am
Not
sorry.
gonna lie, this is white doable. Dude, look at Airyu and Idki hitting the slider. They're nuts.
You can just play this as like a 1-2 jump from corner to corner, right? Actually, oh my god. Monko was just like writing some stuff and now he's playing notes. Oh my god. All right. At referee, please change this before we go into bans. Thank you.
I will say, Airyu did warn you.
I should have been ready. I should have been ready. I wasn't. I just wasn't. There was no preparedness for that. At T1G, lower your volume. I wasn't reading in-game chat. I just wasn't. It's all my fault. It's an unforgivable.
Airyu with the dubs in tournament. Let's go. That will be Ohio winning the role.
At Mike L, please change the song to something in the pool or just something that's a good song. I beg you, please. That's all I ask. I know you're watching the stream.
Can we change it to redo?
I'd be fine with that, honestly. I like that song. Or just like reset my refrain, because that's the tiebreaker.
Before it loops and then inevitably kills our ears again.
Exactly. Like, I just want him to do it before. Alright, you know what? The benefit of having been ad refed is that I can just go do it myself. Okay. So, I have prevented you all from being ear raped again. You're welcome. I literally just picked the tiebreaker because it was there.
DT2 ban.
DT2 ban coming
Ohio.
out from Team Ohio.
Then immediately followed up with Hidden 1 from SoCal. That is King of Lions, the Tech Hidden. One of the Tech Hiddens.
I wonder if SoCal is finally going to go away from the Nomad 2 ban. Because they banned Nomad 2 in both of their first 2 matches. I wonder if they're going to do it again. Ohio double banning DT. It's going to be DT2 and DT3 banned out.
That is interesting. Ohio doesn't really strike me as a team bad on DT. I guess they're particularly not wanting to face Monko, Vaxe, Idki on DT, which I wouldn't really blame them. It will be Fremont 3 as SoCal's last ban.
Wait,
Night
I thought
of
that
Nights,
was...
not going to be happening.
I don't know,
That's
why did he...
also not the ban.
Yeah, I thought this was a ban, not a pick. What's going on here, guys? Please. So, we have Ohio banning DT2, SoCal banning Hidden 1, Ohio banning DT3, SoCal was going to ban Fremont 3. The ref picked Fremont 3, but that was actually intended as a ban.
They banned the wrong Hidden. So it looks like they were going to ban Fremont 3.
They banned the wrong Hidden. So, unfortunately, like, now that they've gone past another 2 bans since then, not really much to be done about it. That's very unfortunate, but now Ohio has the knowledge that maybe they should pick Hidden 3. Because I don't think SoCal is quite as strong at low AR Hidden as Ohio is, although they're probably fine at it because they're good at everything. I believe that means we'll have the first pick from SoCal. And we are about to reach over 1,000 viewers, which might be a first on this stream.
Yeah, Vaxe Hype will do that to you.
Pretty cool. Monko rolled dubs. I don't know if that matters.
It will matter now they get to redo the ban.
I don't know if they're actually going to do it. I'm not really sure. Holy... Okay. Alright, well... realistically, this should just be SoCal's pick, and we need to, like, we should probably get going. That would be what I would expect here.
Should be interesting to see what they first pick. They might go for DT after seeing.
I could see a DT1 being the first pick here. I don't think DT3, but I think I could definitely see DT1 as the first pick from SoCal.
Well, DT3, they couldn't pick it, even if they wanted to. Nomad 3 going to be the first
DT4?
pick, actually.
Did I say DT4? I don't know, whatever. Interesting.
DT3.
Yeah, sorry. It wouldn't be Nomad, it wouldn't be DT4, it would have been DT1, but instead it's going to be Hidden, not being picked, or banned. I don't even know what's going on anymore, but it's going to be Nomad 3 the first pick.
Yeah, your bans are going to be finalized. Hidden 1, Camellia the King of Lions, DT2, and DT3, both of the, I'd say relatively speaking, both of the speed maps in the pool.
Yep.
And Night of Nights from the free mod pool. Everything else is open territory. Monko going to be swapping out for Matthew for the first pick.
Do we get to see the Idki Vaxe duo on the first map of the match? That is pretty poggers, if you ask me.
Shame we don't get the trio quite yet, but maybe at some point in this match we will. Looks like Ohio's roster are going to be staying the same. Ariuka Blaze, Utsua.
Yeah, I think in this match in general, we're going to be seeing like Ariuka Blaze, Vaxe, Idki on most, if not every map. And then it'll be the third that'll kind of be the fill player for both of these teams. I don't know that they'll be rotating their rosters a whole lot more than just that.
I imagine that would be the case, yeah. Should be interesting to see, though, because Vaxe has not played in a while. As far as I know, I don't know if he's been playing offline. So it might be interesting to see whether or not he trips up on some stuff that he normally wouldn't trip up on. So we'll see if that happens.
That's one thing I've always wondered about with Vaxe. You know, he takes these big long breaks and just disappears completely, but I always wonder if he plays offline when he does so. And like, nobody's ever offered really conclusive evidence either way, but well, we'll get to find out here as we get into map number 1. Labyrinth of Darkness, Mun's Extreme, SoCal, Ohio. This is a pretty hype moment to be sure. This is a good way to get started in this. It's got a little bit of calm intro, but then it gets a lot more difficult pretty quickly.
Very short map too at that, less than 2 minutes long. Gonna receive 100k coming from everyone now.
Ohio, 3-way SS through the first couple hundred combo. Not really that meaningful as the map hasn't gotten super difficult yet, but now we get into the real meat of this pick. Everybody's gonna hold through, except for Matthew is gonna find the first break for SoCal.
Utsua trades it immediately after.
Meanwhile, Ariuka Blaze is still both on the SS ranks as Ariuka...
Ari dropped his SS!
They both
break! And Blaze!
They both dropped their SSs with misses, dude! Why? Alright, well, SoCal wins the point. Good job. Because that's just it. It's over. That's a 1-0.
There's not enough map for that to be comebackable. He will drop. But forget everything I was saying about Vaxe maybe not performing up to standard. I am just talking out of my ass.
The man does not rust, I'm pretty sure, as he pulls out the FC on his first map in competitive OSU since OS World Cup 2019. Vaxe coming out with the only full combo on map number 1, and that's a 1-0 lead for South California. Well, it was looking interesting, and then it stopped looking interesting.
Yeah,
really
it just kind of
fast.
stopped at that one part. And then everything just kind of tapered off from there. That is, however, SoCal's pick, so.
Yeah, I mean, you can't feel too bad about that if you're Ohio. Like, okay, we lost the other team's first pick. It's our first pick now, no big. Question is, though, what do you first pick when you're anybody facing off against this SoCal team? I just don't have any freaking clue.
Oh, you got Hidden 3.
That's true.
I'm going for that first, though. Fremont 1 going to be the first pick from Ohio. I am not even gonna bother trying to pronounce that.
Kirikigaku Shoujo to Shonen no Uta. It's not that bad. Garden and AK-74's Jabberwocky Extra.
That is a ranked Biff name if I've ever seen one. Never mind, this isn't ranked.
I was saying, I don't think this is ranked.
Just a quick recap for everyone. This is a free mod, so there is a requirement for 2 unique mods on both teams. This usually means one player takes Hidden, one player takes Hard Rock. However, it has led to some interesting situations. We've seen FL being played in one of the earlier stages. That was fun.
Yeah, we get some flashlight, a little bit of easy, but that does require you to overmod if you want to run easy. This pick is a little bit more balanced, so I think we will probably just see kind of standard mods. It'll be, you know, like a Hidden and a Hard Rock. And we see Vaxe going out, in fact, playing the first map and then dipping out in favor of Headstack and Monko coming in to replace Matthew and Vaxe on this one.
This is fairly straightforward, so I think Headstack is still a pretty good replacement for this. We will be seeing Idki on the Hidden, Monko, Hard Rock, Kablaze, and Airyu to follow with their own ladder.
Yeah, pretty standard mod choices for these two teams, I think, to have Airyu, Hard Rock, Kablaze, Hidden, Monko, Hard Rock, Idki. That's what they pretty much always run on standard free mods, and then, you know, kind of a player of choice on a no mod as their third for both these teams. This is, you know, you'll be able to see it
Yeah,
has
I
like
can see the jank.
I was gonna say, like, it's a Nomad 1 kind of song, but it's not a Nomad 1 kind of map. It's like just awkward in terms of the aim and the sliders, and it does trip up Monko early on, so Ohio gonna have an early lead on this pick.
This is definitely an AK-74 map if I've ever seen one. He's definitely one of the type of mappers to just do unconventional sort of styles like this. Trips up a lot of players. That is a slider.
Yep. That is very much a slider. So this is a little bit of a test of, you know, normal aim, unconventional aim, slider aim, some spaced patterns, head stack breaking. Monko breaking again as well. Ohio looking pretty strong on this.
That is not a break from Monko. He's still comboing.
Thank you, tournament client.
I'm surprised the tournament client hasn't done that for me, like, at all this tournament. That's kind of surprising. Consider yourself lucky, I'd say, because it's happening to me quite frequently. But luckily, not the end of the world. There's a break maybe from Airyu. Is that a break from Airyu? That is indeed, yes, that is a break from Airyu. I can't confirm you that much. So that will be not quite combo advantage to SoCal yet, especially with Monko breaking on that square stream. Definitely not going to be any more.
Also, Idki is about 3% behind in terms of accuracy against his counterpart Kablaze, who is still FCing as well, but with much, much better accuracy. So that's a margin of about 50,000 points just between those two, even though they're both FCing just on that act difference.
Yeah, Utsuha being the real difference maker here with his Nomad 99.3 FC headstack with an early miss. It's going to give Ohio a comfortable lead on this break, 200k. Still more of the map to complete.
You know, and one thing we talked about in between matches was how strong a fill player Utsuha has been for somebody that really has not been all that recognizable as a name in tournaments. Utsuha has come in and done a very good job on a lot of the maps they've been put in for Ohio. And again, like you said, proving the difference maker halfway through about 2/3 of the way through this one for a 200,000 point lead here for Ohio.
And
Really
Monko is going to be breaking again right on the slow part starts.
Monko about just under 50,000 points down against his Hard Rock counterpart Airyu. And so Ohio really just across the board stronger on this pick.
Kablaze will be dropping his FC though on that linear pattern right there. Idki's hold. Okay, well.
Yep. Well, he was going to hold.
Utsuha is now the FC man.
All eyes on Utsuha now.
And I think at this point, it's already...
It's not-
it's already too late. Because
Yeah,
Monko breaks again.
No,
Head stack is countered by Air U. So this is Ohio getting their first point off their pick.
And doing it in like resounding fashion. Now, I'm kind of surprised that SoCal doesn't just have Vaxe in for everything, because I'm pretty sure you could just chuck him in on Nomad on this and even sight reading he'd be able to FC, but you know, that's neither here nor there, I suppose, since he's not in, so whatever. But a very good pick here from Ohio, and Utsuha, man, the discovery of this tournament, I think. An FC there on the free mod pick. Ohio tying it up 1-1 early on.
Blade's not doing that bad either. Performing very well on hidden, 99%. She should be pretty proud of that.
Yeah, lower combo than Idki, but still a considerably higher score thanks to that very strong accuracy. And it is a 1-1. So, you know, starting off going cleanly. And SoCal immediately coming in Hard Rock 2 pick.
This should be interesting. Hard Rock on SoCal. Definitely one of their strong points, I would say, with this roster.
The really troll thing for SoCal to do in this match would be to have Vaxe in for that first map and then have him just leave completely.
I don't think that would be I don't think that will be happening. I think we'll be seeing him again for some other maps. Probably not all of them, but...
So this one is going to be our shortest of the... I think it's the shortest remaining map other than DT4. Or up there at least.
Correct, yes.
Yeah, it's going to be just a minute 53 seconds. Slightly smaller circles. It's CS 4.3 Nomad, which I forget exactly what that comes out to with Hard Rock. But,
I mean, Planplar are going to be swapping in for Utsuha on this pick. Area Kabul is staying. Vaxe is going to be coming back in for this.
Punpar is the artist formerly known as Pupper, recently name changed. I don't have the graphics updated for that, but that is Pupper.
Stop name changing in the middle of tournament.
Dude, I always say that. It's actually like Omega Troll when people just name change in the middle of tournaments. You've already got all the graphics done, everything's set, and then somebody's like, by the way, Idki name changed, Pupper name changed, Usha name changed. Who else is name changed?
Name change was kind of funny. Debatable, but yes.
Yeah. SoCal, I need a third.
Most likely, I would imagine Monko will be coming in for this. Either that or maybe Explosion Boom or Headstack.
I
do not see you coming in for this.
I would expect Monko, but can't really be sure. I mean, they have people. I don't know why they don't just put somebody in. You've got Idki and Vaxe already. That's going to be like very high score just with those two.
I imagine Monko's probably playing it in solo right now, just to make sure he can still do it. This is a fairly technical map. There's a lot of weird gimmicky sliders that can trip a lot of people up, especially if you haven't played it immediately before the match.
Notably, this map is longer than the timer for readying up. It's a minute and 30 ready up timer. It's a minute and 53 seconds long map. So technically, you shouldn't be able to just go play the map in between unless you know you're picking it ahead of time. And it's gonna be Headstack coming in, so it is not Monko after all.
Yeah, it's still a relatively alright choice of players, I think.
We'll get to see our second Vaxe appearance here. We wait for everybody to ready up, getting to map number 3 here. Hopefully shortly. This one's taking a little longer than normal between. There we go.
It was MP start 15 instead of MP start 10, so you got that going for you. Third map. 1-1 tied scoreline, SoCal's pick. This one, tech map.
There's a tech map in like every pool this week. two tech maps in Nomad, tech hidden, tech hard rock, awkward DT, awkward free mod, not tech specifically, but
This strikes me more of a map that you would put in the hidden pool rather than the hard rock pool, to be honest, but I guess I'm wrong.
Kind of hard rock fill type of pick. We do see the early break there from Pupper for Ohio. As I was about to say, this struck me as a map that Ohio could do okay on. 2 of their 3 players immediately broke multiple times, so clearly I was mistaken about that.
Hey, are you Pupper not having quite a fun time on this? Vaxe with the 99.6 coming in with this right now.
The man knows no rust. He just doesn't. Oh, well,
he will
does
drop Zach on the slow part, but that's fine. Head stack and Pupper are going to be trading misses. These are sliders that could trip people up. These fast 1/8 kick sliders here. If you aren't prepared for them, they are quite difficult to read in some cases. Idke gets tripped up by them.
Head stack breaking as well, but
Pupper trades that miss. However, Airyu and Kablaze give Ohio the combo advantage going into this. Never mind, Airyu broke.
it could have been close. If Airyu held combo and Vaxe miraculously somehow broke, which I don't expect to happen. Blaze looking quite strong, but Vaxe keeping even with her, and that's going to keep SoCal in the lead on this one. It's going to get them the point here in a couple seconds as this map winds down. And looks like we're going to see Vaxe 2 maps out of 3 and 100% FC rate from the Bacon Prodigy himself. Plays with a solid FC for Ohio, but just not quite enough there, as Pupper had quite a tough time with that pick.
Triple S rank from SoCal, not bad at all things considered.
You have the ref laying down the law. Going to try to play the timers a little more tightly, as teams were abusing them a little bit here so far. So we'll be able to speed things up a little bit as we go match into Ohio's next pick. Which,
as far as I know, that was the only time they really abused it.
Yeah,
that was the only time it was like really cutting it close.
Yeah, that was much worse than the time before. Well, you got Ohio. They do have hidden 3 available to them, as we discussed before, if that's the route they want to go. Some low AR hidden.
Might be saving that for later, is my guess. Save that for when you need to get momentum back rolling in your favor. Either that, or they're just not really entirely confident on it, which could also be the case. But Ohio strikes me as a reading team more than anything, with Airyu, Kablaze, Shotgun Ape to some extent. But we will be seeing the alert.
1. Ladies and gentlemen, let me get a Nomad 1 alert in chat. It is Setsun and Okajitsu, the pick in from Ohio. That is our 6.66 star, 4-minute long Nomad the first. And we forget just how good Ohio looked on Nomad 1 last week. They were pretty darn strong on the Utopia pick. So we'll see if that carries over again to this week. SoCal, however, gonna look pretty good as well on this, I gotta expect.
Yeah, Vaxe is definitely no stranger to aim maps. That should probably go without saying. I don't even know why I bothered saying it.
Top 2 aim player in the game?
I wouldn't say top 2. I feel like Emrek has taken that at this point. But still definitely within the top 5. Most likely top 3.
Also, for anyone curious, just as a quick update, it is 1-1 over in NorCal versus Stateless, with Stateless taking map number 1, NorCal taking map number 2. So keep up on that one. Back over here, we are going to get underway. Vaxe, Idke, and Headstack taking on Airyu, Kablaze, and Shotgun Ape. So
Shotgun Ape, the only roster change from Ohio here.
This is a little bit, I think, more of an unconventional Nomad 1. Not so many just blatant 1-2 jump sections as last week. A little bit trickier to aim in terms of the way the patterns are designed. Excuse me.
Bless you.
Thank you.
Headstack will be getting an early miss. That won't matter too much. 4-minute long map, after all. That might matter, though. Does get another miss shortly after.
You know, it's hard to feel like much really matters on a map that's 4 minutes long until you get, you know, into maybe like the second verse, second Ki, because then there's just so much combo left for a lot of the map until then.
Yeah, this is definitely... Early breaks not going to matter too much. There's always the hard parts, like this one.
Well, everybody making it through those jumps into the first Ki we go. Aryu still holding the SS, Kablaze and Shock and Ape just a little bit behind. Meanwhile, Idki and Vaxei both maintaining SS into this section of the map.
Yeah, but Ohio will be taking the slight advantage here with their combo.
It's about 180 combo lead or so above head stack. You see a little bit of Bancho lag. And into the spinner.
Vaxei does drop his SS. Unlucky.
Yeah, hate to see it. Now, dead even accuracy. Aryu, Idki both SSing. Kablaze, Vaxei both 1/100. Jordan the Bear is somewhere smiling.
This is where we'll see breaks start to matter, though. Any break here from this point on really is going to make a huge difference for whatever team is on the receiving end of it.
Yeah, you hit that first about halfway mark, like I was saying before, you know, kind of into the second verse, second chorus. Things start to be a little more tense because those breaks can rob you of a lot of points if you miss halfway through, like in this jump section here. But
head stack will be missing at the end of it. Not what you want to see. Ohio now even has more of a combo lead than they did before.
And Aryu still holding the SS. The only one left is Headstack drops several notes in that slightly longer stream. Ohio looking very good here so far. Aryu carrying forward the SS versus the couple hundreds from the other members that are FCing as well.
Yeah, those are 2 hundreds from Shock and Ape and Kablaze both.
Yep, 100 from both Vaxei and Idki, so slightly ahead, but pretty decent combo advantage for Ohio with Headstack.
Aryu will be dropping his first 100.
Oh,
that's
rip,
unlucky.
dude.
Still, Ohio needs to break right now in order for SoCal to get back into this. They're going to need 2 FCs to drop.
Shotgun Ape
Shotgun
broke,
Ape.
but so did Headstack, so it's really just going to be a reset, and that's not the end of the world, but it makes it a little more tense here if you're Ohio.
Yeah, one of the FCs dropping from Ohio's side can be hugely detrimental right now. It's not a big score gap by any means, and it can definitely close.
We'll have just the ending Ki to go. Vaxei, Idki, both on the FCs still. Aryu Kablaze is still on the FCs. This is coming down to the wire on this pick for sure. See if anybody
I do think
blinks.
Ohio probably has it at this point, but
They have a 260k lead. I think it's safe in the ending now.
yeah,
But
it's safe. It's safe. Ohio will be getting this pick, their own pick again.
you know, I think we kind of forgot between last week and this week just how good Ohio it is at Nomad 1, as both teams coming up with the double FCs, but that score difference between Shotgun Ape and Headstack really proving the difference maker, as Ohio was able to take about a several 100,000 point victory there. And that's 2-2.
Vaxei with the 1x100. That was fairly early on, too.
Yeah, Vaxei did top score.
Unfortunate.
Yeah, Vaxei did top score by a few 100 points.
Yeah, Aryu, the famous spinner player.
Well, you know, the FC is the FC. And Nomad 6 appears to be the selection.
Oh boy!
Wake up while sleeping.
Well, if anything, if you're going off Virginia versus Florida,
Oof.
this should be entertaining.
Well,
For those not aware, essentially... Sorry, you can go.
No, I was just saying this will be fun.
Yeah, essentially what happened was, this was picked against, I believe Florida picked this against Virginia. That is a... Okay, well, we got a...
It's 2-1.
We have a score update. Congratulations. will be 2-1 for Stateless
Good.
versus NorCal on
Good
NorCal's
times,
pick.
Yeah, the Corona pick from Stateless coming in hot. No FCs, but very good score from Fangzy on that pick. Actually broke on the exact same note as Trail Mix, it appears. Both with 836 max combo.
Yeah, ACK advantage, whereas the main factor there. Lawforce actually had the highest
Wait,
combo. in
what
that.
happened? What happened to Trail Mix and Lawforest? 91% night and 89% ACK. Not
We're not
lucky.
DT players.
Yeah.
NorCal has never been famous for DT, and I think even with me and Toy, that would stand true.
Yeah. Fiery Rage Speed, anyone?
I am a speed player.
Fiery Rage Speed player? The world if Fiery Rage Speed. Alright. We're good to go. No mod 6.
As I was saying, though,
we're gonna see
this
some
is a RNG pick, to say the least. I believe Florida picked this against Virginia, and Cappy was the only FC. Everyone else kind of just died.
Happy gamed super, super hard. Actually, Ed had a really good play on this as well, but broke a couple hundred combo from the end.
Same with Habib, as far as I remember.
Yes, yep, that is correct.
This map is essentially, think Neil Perry. That's the map.
Blaze? It's like Neil Perry, but on crack. Or
So yeah, I'm not sure what Blaze missed on there.
nothing, really. Slider broke, I think, but that's going to give early combo lead to SoCal. But there's, like, nowhere comfortable in this entire thing. This from Shotgun Ape as well.
8-key miss as well. You can just see the acts across the board are just terrible. Except for Airyu. Airyu has 98.
Yeah. Well, this is not, like, realistically speaking, this is not an FC map unless you're absolutely nuts, which these players are, but still, like, you have to pop off to FC this, especially with V2, especially in a match. And it's Airyu versus Vaxe, but Monko hot on their heels.
Yeah, Monko is still FCing.
Yeah, he's got several missed slider ends compared to them, with 6 lower combo than Vaxe, 7 lower combo than Airyu. Airyu, man, 97.69. That's actually remarkably strong accuracy if you look around the rest of the match.
And that will actually be helping them too. Only 30 or 40k difference. Combo advantage is slightly in favor of Ohio, as well as the AC advantage, so this could shift very easily.
Any break in the last half, which have to imagine there will be at least one somewhere, will potentially be enough to swing this in one team or the other's favor. It just will be a matter of who finds that unlucky break.
Oh, let's see.
Or it could be no one, you know? They could all just FC because that'd be cool.
No, Vaxe is going to be dropping.
But Shotgun Ape immediately after. That's actually, I think, more damaging to South California than it is to Ohio. Airyu's got to hold on here, and so does Kablaze. They can bring this back if those two keep up their combos. Vaxe breaking again.
That is going to be detrimental.
Ohio's going to take the lead here.
Airyu with a 98% FC is going to easily counter Monko on his 95. Kablaze not doing that bad, all things considered, despite the early breaks.
No, Kablaze is absolutely combo game.
It's over.
This is a break point. This is absolutely a break point here for Ohio. What a freaking play from Airyu. Oh my goodness.
Let's go, Airyu. Let's go.
Airyu just gamed real hard. 97.56% FC. And Ohio, breakpoint 3-2 lead. Now that is a twist of fate that I don't think many people expected in this match.
Well, I did say that pick is RNG. That could have gone either way, and it's just so happened Airyu decided to exist and start gaming like he games in Halo 3. But that will be the first breakpoint going to Ohio, now up 3-2.
This is going to be a big pick right here. The 4-2 advantage, if Ohio can win on this next pick of their own, is going to feel like just a huge amount of momentum for them. But every point is a battle in this kind of matchup between these two teams.
I think they go for hidden 3 here.
I think this is not a bad time for it.
I might still wait until they're at 4. Bless you. That wasn't a sneeze, but I mean... Okay, never mind.
All right.
Hidden 2. Close enough.
All right, so we're going to see the hidden pick.
This is arguably even more RNG.
Yeah, this is actually, I think, every bit as RNG as Wake Up While Sleeping, not gonna lie. The patterns in this map are a little bit inted, because it is an Ice Scout map, so... kind of just what happens.
Quite an interesting pick. To follow up one RNG map immediately with another. But...
this is like another, like, just, I mean, I guess it's everything. Feels like it's an area you could blaze map, but this is definitely an area you could blaze map.
Past SoCal to get some really good combos on this, though. Definitely feel like a couple of their players might pop off on this, but this, I feel like this does, going into it, favor Ohio a bit.
I think, strictly speaking, but not by a vast margin, this favors Ohio. But, like, it's so close.
You could say that about the entire match, really. I mean, that last pick, 100k point difference. We'll be seeing head stack swap in for Idkey. Guess he does not want to play technical hidden. I don't blame him. This map is, Utsua is going to be swapping in for, I believe, Shotgun Ape. I forgot.
Yes, that is correct. It was Shotgun Ape.
Get into it. Ohio's pick 3-2.
This is, boy. Well, I mean, we know what's at stake here. This is 4-2 lead for Ohio and a consolidated break point if they win this pick. And if not, it's just back on even footing at 3-3. And I think mentally those feel very, very different for both of these teams. This is such a tricky. Whoa, that was a lot of breaks. And it wasn't even, because it was literally no breaks, but it looked like a lot of breaks. That also looked like a lot of breaks.
A head stack, all missing. Kablay shortly after. Aryu and Monko, the only FCs already.
What am I watching? Holy moly. You know, when I said this was inted, I was talking about the patterns in the map, not the players. But it seems I could have been referring to either.
Fair, Monko breaks. It's Aryu again. It's just up to Aryu.
It's, and I believe head stack broke as well, unless my eyes deceive me.
Yes, that is head stack break. So combo advantage pretty comfortably in favor of Ohio now coming into this part.
Ohio is saying Aryu is going mode tonight. Let's just allow him to carry on maps that he's going to be this strong. And this appears to be working halfway through. Over a 200,000 point lead. They're going to get a little bit of free combo to extend that lead out even farther. Now, the last corner of this map is quite difficult, so anything can happen. But Ohio's in a good spot going into it.
For UFCs, that would be monumental.
Can you imagine his mental FCing these two maps back to back? Like, how just confident you would be. He does finally break. Backstage still
also
holding.
missed. No one in SoCal missing.
There's a comeback potential here. Nope, not anymore.
There it goes. There it goes.
It was almost there. That was coming down quickly, and then it just stopped.
It's doing pretty good at the ending there, actually. She did a really good job holding on the end there. Almost tied Aryu score.
There's the break point consolidated. It's a 4-2 lead for Ohio against South California. The upset in the works here.
One slider break from Kablaze.
Yeah.
Really good score.
She is honestly, like, we talked about Aryu on the last map and how he FC'd on Wake Up While Sleeping, but I mean, Kablaze put up a really good score in that as well. Kablaze FC'd Setsuna no Kajitsu as well. Like, she is right up there with Aryu. They're both having a great match so far. all credit to Utsuha behind as well. I mean, 466k might not look like much, but it was more than enough, and they needed every point. Very strong performance here from Ohio, and SoCal finally is going to go to DT1. I think we expected this at some point. This was going to happen eventually. DT1 was probably the favorite over the 2 available DTs, this and DT4. And
There's the update.
And this does have the update. Fortunately, I updated earlier in the previous match, so we won't have to go through that on stream again.
Everyone, I don't think, was expecting this to be updated still, but for reference, the only thing that was updated, as far as I can tell, was a new combo placement, and the offset was pretty much the only things that were changed, as far as I know.
Yeah, from watching the map, it didn't seem to change really anything noticeable from what I remembered from watching it in the map pool showcase, so I mean, it's absolutely fine for players to update as well.
Imagine that, though. Imagine you've had your map graved since May of 2020, and then you just decide, today I will.
Yeah, right? Today I will remap. Now, that being said, I would have the previous version available in the map pack, so like they could actually just manually pick it by giving host to a player if that were to happen. Like it just wouldn't update, but it's an updatable change, not a big deal, so shouldn't affect anything. It didn't affect anything previously, won't affect anything now as we get on. And this time have we seen the threesome as of yet? One time maybe with Vaxe, Idki, and Monko all playing together.
So bad when
yeah, it sounded much worse than I expected it to, but I couldn't stop myself. The fearsome threesome here.
Please stop. Just don't. For the record, NorCal can be winning their pick 2-2 now for Stateless versus NorCal.
This is, I think, going to be another contested pick because both these teams should feel fine on this pick. Little surprised to see Shotgun Ape in over Blairzy. I would have expected Blairzy for a DT pick like this from Ohio, and Shotgun Ape is going to be the first to break out of everyone, so a concern coming to fruition. Somewhat tricky kind of finger control, speed-oriented pick here.
Shotgun Ape not really having too good of a time right now. Play is holding strong with a 99.3 though. High stack. Ryu not too far behind. But it will be SoCal taking the advantage with 3 FCs to 2.
Only halfway through, so there is plenty of time still, but SoCal's just such a strong DT squad. It's hard to imagine them falling apart on a pick like this.
And when you have people like Vaxe, Monk, that was not a miss if you got a miss there.
All right. Can I also point out, Blaze for a long time there was the only player holding 99% AC, is once again now the only player holding 99% AC.
Doing really good on this.
There's the break from Ryu, I think. And
there's a break from Ryu and Shotgun Ape. That will probably just seal it straight off the bat. Nothing you can really do, though. 3 FCs still on the side of SoCal, looking very dominant on this pick. Just what they needed to get back into it, really.
Yep, I think, well, break from Vaxe late, but it not really gonna affect anything.
Nope, not a break either.
Oh, not a break either. Okay, cool.
So it's still a 3-way FC.
Yeah. This was, you know how you talked about Ohio holding on to Hidden 3. This was SoCal holding on to DT1 because that was a 3-way.
3-way with almost Idki barely missing out on the 1,100,000 there, but that's still
that's a 3.3. Yeah, that's
1,300,000.
That's a score. Like that's a score.
NorCal will be actually getting a break point as well against Stateless. Unknown beat FCing.
Whoa, wait. He hidden FC'd. That's actually kind of cracked.
Pretty nice.
That's pretty
good.
That's pretty good. That would be like, wait, what was his AC? 98.5? That's like rank, I don't know, 15 or so on the leaderboard, give or take. That's better AC than Zilber got. That's, well, he was hard rock. That's slightly worse AC than Rucker. Yeah, that's like a top 20 play. Pretty good stuff.
That's pretty good. But that will be breakpoint for them. So 3-2 now for NorCal versus Stayless.
And there is the hidden 3 pick. So both the teams with their pocket pick coming out back to back.
There it is.
And now the question is, will this be everything we have expected it and hoped for it to be? Because if it is, Ohio has a 5-3 lead and match points in their favor. If it's not, SoCal gets the break point and we're tied 4-4. So this is a big moment in the match.
Yeah, this is when it gets interesting. If SoCal takes it, you're going to be panicking a bit.
If SoCal takes this, Ohio kind of molds a little bit, I think.
Yeah, I imagine Matthew going to be showing up for this one.
Like noted 3-mod player Matthew? Is that the same Matthew on my screen? That one?
He also can read AR8 hidden.
Right.
He's not too confident, actually,
Right.
all things considered.
Fair enough.
Everyone else staying in from the previous map, though. Shotgun Ape, definitely one you would call a hidden player. Airyu and Kablaze, low AR players. While you wouldn't really consider it, Idke and Vaxe are both pretty comfortable on low AR hidden.
You know, it's always the funny thing about Idke, like, he doesn't play hidden in solo, period, full stop, end of story, but he plays, like, really... Okay, well,
goodbye.
never mind.
Goodbye.
See ya!
It is gone. And that is foreshadowing for the rest of the map.
Okay, well, this is an auspicious start here. That did not start off the way SoCal would have liked. Now, okay, we do say this, but this is a 4.5 minute long map. It's not short.
Much. That won't matter too much.
No.
But
it's 1400 max combo.
We all missed on the same pattern.
Oh, man.
Oh, it just happens.
You know. And here we go into the first chorus. SoCal getting things back together. 3-way missing just to have a little fun with the viewers. Things stabilizing here considerably. Most of these patterns are not too difficult.
Yeah, Ohio does have the slight accuracy lead though. Vaxe with a 97% right now. Remarkably lower than the 99s and high 98 from Airyu on Ohio. Looking comfortable on this pick so far.
We're not even halfway through though, about 650 in of what is going to end up being around 1460 combo for an FC. So if that gives you any idea of how much more map there is in store here. But it's a 140,000 point lead for Ohio. And they're going to try to do what they can to make sure that stays intact for as long as possible.
And despite the early misses, SoCal is still bringing it back together fairly confidently now.
Oh yeah, they have completely gotten their act together after that early 3-way miss. Oh, well,
missed though.
That
will matter slightly more.
Yeah, halfway through.
I mean, a lot.
Yeah, halfway through, bad place to miss. Like, really not where you want to break. Allow Ohio even more of a lead here. And Kablaze AC is a thing that is currently occurring.
Popping off, dude.
She's playing so freaking well this match. And a little bit of a slow section. No, there's still some time in this one. Still about a quarter of the map to go.
We could see an...
Oh, Shotgun Ape!
That is a miss. That will actually matter a bit. SoCal now has combo advantage slight, but it is there. But we're going to need one of the FCs to drop as well on Ohio.
This is so tense for everyone right now. Will we see any shakes? Start to get a little bit nervous here coming into the end of a very long combo map like this. Keep an eye on those cursors from Aryu and Kablaze especially. Oh, Idki completely lost that entire stream unless
that is correct. That is going to be it. That's going to be it.
Oh, he just fell off and lost about 3% accuracy. Wow. Well, we are very likely here about to see Ohio up 5-3 match points.
We are going to see them up 5-3 match point. Very dominating performance, all things considered. On this.
You know, in their perfect world, SoCal bans this, as we know. But sometimes, you know, that little stroke of misfortune, and it does cost them here as Ohio now takes a 5-3 lead.
Immediately following it up with DT4, though, going off the high of their DT1 freeway.
Where is the map pool for the semifinals? The one in the panel is playing map pool. I don't actually know what that question means. That being said, is this losers? Yeah, dude. Vaxei, Idki, Monko are in losers bracket. Well, they might be about to be in losers bracket, though. This is an interesting pick. A minute and 18 seconds, and this, like, weird rhythm, strange map is a little bit more RNG than I think I would want to be going for if I were SoCal right now.
Yeah, I mean...
It only goes to the 25th teams because there are only 24 teams in the tournament.
Which NorCal and St. Louis are going to be up 4-2 now.
Anybody else expect Ohio versus Virginia to be the winners finals? Because that's a very strong possibility now.
There aren't any, or as many, I would consider free picks for Ohio remaining, though.
No, I think the Hidden 3, Hidden 2, and Free Mod 1, like, those were really good picks for them.
But what else do you have, really?
Free Mod 2? I don't know. We're gonna have to see this map first, though, because Ohio could win this right here. I mean, this is, I think, a little bit of a toss-up on this pick. It's not as mechanics-oriented of a DT as Corona was. And it's also really, really short, as we said. So, blink and you'll miss it here. Is Vaxei, Monko, Aryu, Kablaze, and
my client is not having a fun time right now. Hold on.
And Ohio with a pretty massive accuracy lead. Vaxei dropping down to 95% and Idki down at 97 as well as Monko. Now it is going to potentially come down to breaks. Oh my god, Vaxei and Idki both break as well as Monko! They may have just lost this match right there. Halfway through and they just three-way broke. Is this actually about to happen?
Are we witnessing it? Is this what's gonna be going on? And I think that, yeah,
this is gonna... Oh, okay, Kablaze broke. This is so close to the end already, though, and it's a 700,000 point lead. This is going to be Ohio.
It's over. It's over.
This... Wow.
What is Aryu's act?
Aryu is absolutely a monster. Kablaze, additionally, has played so well this rest, and it looks like actually Usha is going to be the one to FC, as Aryu and Kablaze both break. Utsuha FCs and Ohio in the massive upset. 6-3 over South California, your victors, just like that.
SoCal will be eliminated.
SoCal is not to the losers bracket. I didn't think I'd hear myself saying those words, but Ohio has absolutely outdone all expectations, performed insanely on this pool, and they will be advancing on to the winners finals.
Insane performance.
That was outstanding stuff from all of the members of Ohio tonight. They came to play, and they said, SoCal, you guys may be underestimating us a little, and we're going to make you pay for it. That was remarkable.
They will be facing off against between 4 teams, stateless NorCal, New York, and Colorado remaining for them. Can we see the NorCal and SoCal battle of battles?
We saw the interstate matchup, I think in 2018, right? Was there a SoCal, NorCal that year?
It was SoCal, NorCal, yes. That was between me, Toy, and the guy.
And that year was like Fritz, Reshi, Matthew. Wow.
I'm not entirely sure what they played.
But that is the winners final now set. Ohio will face off against Virginia next week in our winners final. And SoCal is going to drop down. They'll face, like you said, one of those 4 teams still yet to be determined completely. We are going to pop